name is Lauren, and I know it's been a little bit, it's been about 3 months, but this is Flosstube number 11. I've almost been doing this for a year. At the end of this month, the 20th, because this is the 1st of July, I'll have been doing YouTube for a year now. That's crazy to me. But we're not there yet. So right now, we're going to go over some finishes that I've had since last time we talked. And we'll just do a mid-year WIP Parade, get us all caught up to where we are. And we will just get a fresh start from right here. And it'll be fun. So let's get started with some finishes. The first one is Princess Peach by Ashley May, aka Pinky the Pink at makeitpink.net. And this is the stained glass window version of her Princess Peach. This was originally written, the pattern was written for rayon or satin thread, but this is just the regular DMC thread and the metallic threads that it's called for. This is on 18 count Easy Guide Aida, and it has not been soaked, so the guide, the gridding and stuff is still there. So we need to soak it, and I'll do that and iron it before I put it in a little frame. It'll probably just go in a little frame. Obviously I haven't done that yet. I'm gonna frame all these probably at the same time, and that'll probably be one big video. I don't know, maybe an extra or something like that, once I figure out how I'm going to do it. Maybe. So if you got any suggestions, leave me a comment, and I'll look into that for the next few videos. So that's a tiny one, and it should have taken as long as it did, but I think it took about 3.5 months. Let's see. Yeah, 3.5 months. I started on January the 1st, and I finished it on March 18th. But we all know I'm not a monogamous stitcher, so I was going all over the place with all the other stuff I do too. But what I learned mainly out of that stitch was we are never going to be doing fractional stitches on Aida again. We will just go with even weave or linen if we got fractional stitches from now on. But the next one we have is Castle Homecoming by frostedpumpkinstitchery. There we go. This one was a lot of fun. This one started, the actual stitch along was started in May of 2023, but I started in September of 2023. I let it go a little bit before I decided I wanted to actually do it. But I really like it. It's really cute and sweet, and I did everything that it called for except for the princess. This little princess right here. She wasn't supposed to have that blonde hair, but she needed it, so she has it now. That's the only thing I did differently than all the other stuff. But this, I did buy the kit for it. Let's see, I think I did a mini kit for it as well. It came on 32 count Belfast, and Valor is the color of the fabric. And I believe it did have 2 specialty threads that it came with. The rest were all DMC. Let's see, anything else fun and interesting about this one? Oh, it took about 7.5 months for me to complete this one, because I started it in September, and then I finished it on April the 30th. And it is 2/2 full cross. Yeah, that's about all it for that one, but I enjoyed that one so much that I went ahead and started the next Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery stitch along right on time with everybody else this time. And got that one in my whips, so we'll see that one soon. And this next one I'm really proud of. This was my very first pattern I got for Pattern Keeper. It's like, so it was in the very first spot. Like, if you know, you know, like Pattern Keeper, you can't move your patterns around. Like, once they're in there, you either delete them to move them, like you can't just move around the patterns. So whatever order they're in, when you put them in, that's the order that they're in. So this was my very first one. This is Welcome to Diagon Alley by Magic Country Stitches. I love this one so much. It is a, it's part of a series, and they look like travel posters. So I think I may do the Hogwarts one next. I think that's what will go in its little, this one's spot. But this one is completely completed. I even took out this one when I gridded with the with metallic sulky thread. It did take a minute to pull out. So I learned with this one that you really do want to make sure your stitches go underneath the grid so that it's easier to pull out at the end. So learning on every single project. I love that. So this one I started on August 29th of 2022 and I finished on June 26th of 2024, which is the day after my birthday. I actually finished the cross stitches on my birthday, but then it took a whole nother day to finish the back stitching. So it took about a year and 9 months to finish it. And it's on 16 count white Aida, just regular, and it's 2/1 full cross. And I love it. It's very, very pretty. So it is 1 of 4. So I'll probably finish all 4 in the same way so that they'll all be together on the wall. So, you know, a little set. So those were my finishes. I can't believe I have 3, but I guess that's what happens when you don't film for 3 months. Huh. Oops. So, what have I been doing while I've been finishing those? I have been keeping up with WIP Go. So this is my WIP Go board right now. My rules have changed a little bit. I'm still doing 5 days on the ones that are called, but I'm not doing 2 days on all the others. I'm just giving myself a sticker for when I do complete that month's stuff. So I work on what's called for 5 days, and then I work on my stitch along. So I'm doing 2 stitch alongs right now, and then working on the 2 that are called, and then just whatever else I want to work on. And that's been working out better for me. It's less stressful. So I was actually kind of stressing Brandon out with all of the keeping up with the points and things, and making sure everything's gotten work on this and that. And so I just had to take a break after March Mania, which Dark Queen of the Seas won, and I'll show you where we are with that. But that's who won that. So let's get into the new starts, because I actually had a lot of new starts in those 3 months. So right now, working from just what I've got up here first is actually the new starts. So first one is Arctic Animal Stitch Along by the frostedpumpkinstitchery, and we are on clue number 2, and this is what it will look like, well, what we know it looks like right now. And here I am. So I've got clue 1 done, and I just started 2 right here with the little sign that will have walrus on it. And let's see all of my information about it. Okay. So I am I'm caught up on it. I'm current on it. So we're on 2 right now. The 3rd clue will be released on the 11th of this month. So I have plenty of time to finish this one and before the next one's called or released. Let's see, and the fabric is Nocturne by Picture This Plus, and I got it with the mini kit. So it came with the fabric and the specialty threads, and then a few other little like stickers and things like that. But it did not come with the regular DMC because, you know, I've got a stash of DMC. So I just used my stash and then just bought what else I needed from 123stitch. It is gridded with metallic sulky thread, and I'm making sure that I'm going underneath so my grid is still showing up over it. It makes it easier when you're doing your back stitching and when you're pulling it out at the end if it is sitting on top. So it's not that big of a deal if you go over it some here and there, but it's just easier to pull out if you're not always going over the top of that grid. That's what I learned. So that is that one. And they're so cute and I love them. And it's such a big contrast between this one and the next one that I'm doing, which is the Deadly Aquarium Stitch Along by Lola Croft. So it is on the 5th exhibit, and this is what we know it looks like right now. And this is where I am right now. I've gotten all of the frame done. I need to take it out of the Q-snap and move it because the 5th one is going to go right here. Let's go off into this little part. So I'm about to take the Q-snap down. I probably should have done that before this video, but I didn't. So sorry. So this fabric is actually a little different than what was recommended. I believe it was a picture of this plus something that they recommended that was kind of getting hard to get. So I just ordered from Under the Sea Fabrics. This is Neptune, and it is a 16 count Aida. And I also gridded it with a sulky thread. I did not originally start out with it gridded. I was gonna do the frame because the frame was released first. I was just gonna do the frame and then just use the frame to count off. And I figured that would be faster, it'd be fine. But then I got into a snag with Dark Queen of the Seas, and it was a whole deal, which I'll tell you about when we get to that. But I ended up just going ahead and gridding this one because I didn't want to get caught in a whole nother frogging mess. So I had most of the frame done when I went back and gridded it, and then I didn't have to worry about it near as much, because if you worry while you're gridding, then you don't have to worry pretty much at all ever again about counting. So just grid. Much easier, just grid. Okay, I know it's not for everybody, but it makes my heart happier knowing that I don't have to freak out about that. So the last stitch along has the really cute animals, and then this one's got the really grumpy ones. So this one, I was stitching it yesterday, and I had my daughter come up and look at it, and my husband came up behind us and said, and I said, "Oh, look at the little mad fishy." He says, "No, it's the pow fish." And I don't know if y'all know what that is, but this really cute book that we used to read, Zoe, when she was little, is the pow fish, and it was just precious. And now I've got it stuck in my head, and it's probably not a song, but we used to kind of make it a song to her when we were reading it, and I'm not going to sing it because it's a little embarrassing, but trust me, it's precious, and it's the pow fish now. But at the end, it turns into the kiss fish, and it's just, it's wonderful. It's one of the best books ever. I really need to go find it. I hope we didn't get rid of it. Okay, enough of that. Alrighty, so the next one, let's just go ahead and show you my Dark Queen of the Sea. So this is what it will look like. It is by Autumn Lane Stitchery. So we are actually, should be a little further along than what you're about to see. But because I had to frog a freaking whole fish, there's only 2, and some other of the fish started. So I had issues with this. This is my very first even weave that came not pre-gridded, and like is just first one that I was doing 2/2 as well. So it was a lot of first. And as you can see, I've started to grid a little bit with the metallic silky thread, but I'm just gridding a little bit as I go. So apparently I started one thread off from the correct starting spot. So the first fish is actually one thread off. So when I started the second fish, I was counted it starting correctly, and so I had to undo him. So now they're all one off, but we're just gonna go with it. It's just gonna be one off, and hopefully in my future projects I'll do it correctly from the beginning and we won't have that issue. But we're just going with it. We're just going with it. So I'm gonna grid as I go. We're just gonna start from the middle. I was trying to go with doing it like section by section, how it was released originally, because it was originally a stitch along, but now I'm just starting in the middle, and I'm just gonna go out and hopefully not have near as many mistakes, and we're just gonna go with it. We're gonna finish this third fish over here, and then I'm just gonna start with her body and go from there and go with whatever's gridded next to it. That's what I'm gonna do. because I'm tired of mistakes and frogging, and frogs are not cute and not fun, and I don't like them no more. No more froggies. But that's Dark Queen of the Seas. She won the March Madness thing. She won. So that is that right now. Okay, so I have one more new start. Nope, 2 more new starts. I lied. 2 more new starts. This one barely counts though. Okay, so my last video was telling you that I was getting this stuff like the very next day, and it did come like the very next day. So this is Starry Hogwarts, and this is what it would look like. And it is by DJ Vigo, and I got it from Charted by threadgeeks. Come here, you. Yes. So it's going to be a large one. Well, semi-large. But I've only started. This is just 2 days of work. Teeny tiny little baby start. But it's a start. It's only like 600 stitches. But it's fun. We're going. This one is the first one that I'm showing you today that is 10 stitch. Everything else has been full cross. This is 28 count Magic Guide even weave. But it's just half of a cross. That's what 10 stitch is. So it's a quick way to get a lot done at once. But that's just teeny tiny little start. So we'll move on to the next one. This next one is my last new start that I'll show you today. It is a Mill Hill kit. It is the Peacock that I showed you last time. It's almost done. It's pretty much the whole thing. It is kind of tiny. So we're almost done with all the full crosses on it. It needs back stitching, and then it'll get beads. And it'll be my first attempt at beading. It'll teach me hopefully what to do and what not to do before I get to the big ones, like the Dark Queen of the Seas and Aurora, all my good big ones. But she's been fun so far. I don't love the linen that came with it. It's kind of stiff and icky, but in the Q-snap it doesn't really matter, so it works. It will teach me what I need to know about beading, and we'll move on. And then it will go and live in a cute little frame in my bathroom, because it'll work, well, my guest bathroom, because it's kind of done in peacocks and stuff. So it actually has a home to go to eventually. Alright, so those are all the new starts. Now let's get into the stuff that you have seen before. Let's see. First up, we have Universal Monsters by the Witchy Stitcher. And this is what it'll look like. And this is what you saw before. That was last time. And here we are. We have started a room. I don't even remember which room we said this is going to be, because I've actually changed it up a little bit. We're going to do we're doing an extra row of houses. So instead of 3 levels, we're going to have 4 levels. So I can't remember which one this is. I think it might be Frankenstein. Pretty sure it might be Frankenstein. Maybe. It's been a little while since I've done this one. And I'm actually on to paper and patterns now, because all the top part is finished. Yay. So, there's that one. So sorry I don't have a lot more to say about that one right now. Let me tell you about its fabric, maybe. I can tell you about that. Let's see. Universal Monsters. It is just picture this plus Stormy. Sorry, picture this plus Storm and 32 count Lagana. We're doing 2 over 2. So that was my very first. Yeah, that's the first one like that. And it's not gridded. So there we go. That's different from my whatever. Very different. Let's see. I think I am doing Frankenstein on that one because I think that's what I've got pulled out over here in my little handy dandy notebook. Let's see. Yes, Frankenstein is room number 1. Frankenstein's going to be room number 1. And then the Phantom of the Opera we're going to do for room number 2. I'm not showing you these because they're actually the pattern, and that's a no-no. So, room 2 will be Phantom of the Opera. Room 3 is going to be Creature from the Black Lagoon. Room 4 is going to be The Bride of Frankenstein. Room 5 is The Mummy. Room 6 is The Invisible Man. Room 7 will be Morticia and Gomez. Room 8 will be Wednesday and Cousin It. Room 9 is going to be Beetlejuice and Lydia. Room 10 will be Dracula. Room 11 will be Vincent. And room 12 will be the Wolfman. That'll be all of them. And they'll have little extras and stuff too. So that's going to be fun to show you when I get to that. Moving on to you. Next we have Gamernoo. Okay, this one is by Medusa Dollmaker, and I got it charred and kitted by geckorouge, which can't do anymore. You can get it from Medusa Dollmaker's Etsy shop though, and this is what it will look like. And here we were last time, and here we are today. So I've started to take some things out of Q-snaps, but others have not been taken out. So we haven't gotten a whole lot done since last time we saw it. Not a whole lot. But this one is on it's on 18 count white Aida. We're doing 2/1 full cross, and I used friction pins to grid. Don't do it. Talked about that before. Just don't do it. It's not fun. Okay, so this one was called for WIP Go for this month, so this one will get some more work on it. Next time you'll see more work. I believe it was, wasn't it? July? Yeah, Gamernoo Bow and Haunted House. Okay, so next, well, let's show you Haunted House. So this one will have more work done next time too. So this one is by Lorna Lane, and it is charred and kitted by geckorouge. And this is what it'll look like. And here we were last time. And here we are today. Okay. So this one, did I do much on it? No. I haven't done anything on it since you got last time. So what is it? Alrighty, so it is on 28 count even weave. It is 2/1 tent stitch. Teeny tiny little cross. Well, not really a cross, half cross tent stitch. But it will have more work done on it next time you see it. Back in here. Moving on to Morticia. Morticia is a Medusa Dollmaker. And this one was charred and kitted by geckorouge, but no longer. And this is what it will look like. And this is what it looked like last time. And here we are today. Make it look prettier. I need to get a board or something. I saw a few people have boards that they hold up with theirs. This one's had quite a bit of work done on it. Let's see. Yeah, quite a bit since last time you saw it. This one is also 28 count even weave, 2/1 tent stitch. This is the first one I ever I ever did doing the 2/1 tent stitch. I really like doing it that way. That's really about all I have to say about that one. I like that one still. Yay. I'm glad I have lots of different types of projects though, because if I do stay on one like that, I will get bored with how dark it is a lot of the time. So next we have Aurora. So this one is by Ashley May. makeitpink.net is where you can get it. And the designer is actually Hannah Alexander. But this is what it'll look like. And this is where it was last time. And we've had some work on it since the last time we saw it. Here we are. I'm doing, let's see, doing regular crosses for, this is 2/2 on the regular, on most of the stitches, and then the skin I'm doing 2/1 tent stitch for the skin. So a lot of it's blended, like blended with 2 different colors. So I'm holding 2 different colors, but I'm only going over 1 and doing tent stitch. So it looks a little differently. I don't know if you can tell the difference there with how it's, but it should make the skin look different than the rest of the stitching. I hope it will look different when I'm done, which it does to me. So yeah, I am happy with the way that's coming along. And that is on 32 count Magic Guide Even Weave. Okay, next we have the Mummy. So this is what it will look like. And here we were last time. This one is by Elizabeth Guerrero. It's charted by Threadgeeks. And here we are now. I've had quite a bit done on it. We're coming along there with those little scarab beetles popping out. And that is 28 count even weave, 2/1 tent stitch. And that's just the Magic Guide. I am enjoying this one as well. Again, with the color palette though, I would be bored if I had to just do that. So I'm glad I can skip around and do other things at the same time. So, all right, last one. Last one and the first one of the big ones. This one is Purity. And it is designed by Joan Marie and charted by haed, Heaven and Earth Designs. This is what it will look like. And this is what it looked like last time. Let me see where we are. Did do a little bit on it last, since you saw it last. There we go. This is on 18 count Magic Guide, 2/1 full cross. I started this one September the 1st of 2022. I really like the colors in this one. I need to work on it more though. I hardly ever pull it out. I don't know why. Maybe it's because of the boxes of thread. I don't know if I was talking with one of my friends that I stitch with, and when I go and stitch with them, I normally only bring like 2, maybe 3 projects just to stitch on while I'm there. So I don't think they've realized how much thread I have. So a lot of my projects now I use floss drops and I keep them on rings and they stay with the actual project. But a lot of the big ones, I can't do that. And I don't know if I can see them. But this is all the floss for purity. All of it. This is one project. This is all the floss for Haunted House. One project. This is all the floss for Gamernoo. One project. This is all the floss for the Mummy. One project. This is the rest of my stash. That's the stash ones that I just pull from when I don't have, this is the regular stash projects. So the rest of my projects have their own rings with their floss on. So I have a lot of floss. A lot of floss. But they're all stacked neatly over here most of the time. Okay, so we're all caught up here with my WIPs. I can get to telling you a little bit more about what's been going on, why I haven't been recording, things like that. And it is because I don't know what's going on. Okay, sorry about that. My camera died. I think it either battery or hot or both or, So let's just start over there with life stuff and plans and things like that. So what's happened is Brandon has gotten a new job, his dream job, and it's about 2 hours away from where we currently live. So luckily they're going to let him work remotely most of the time until we can officially move 2 hours away. So we're building a house and we have our current home for sale, and we're just kind of in the middle of waiting for it to sell and just waiting. And I know that God's got his perfect timing and his perfect plan, and my heart knows it, my head knows it. It's not fun not knowing what it is and when things are happening. And so having to keep the house, really, really clean so that we can leave at a moment's notice. We have a few hours notice if, the house needs to be shown or anything like that. But I also have to take Loki with me and make sure it looks like the dog doesn't live here and things like that. So it's a little stressful, but I know everything's gonna be fine and everything's gonna work out just fine. And God put us here perfectly. Like, it just was perfect the way he did it, and it's gonna be perfect again. And I just have to enjoy the ride. It's just, this part of the ride's not that much fun, to tell you the truth. But it's gonna be okay. It is. So I'm going to do what I can do and just keep moving forward and stitch along and try to film more videos and just, I don't know, do what I can do. So I've been watching, of course, Game of Thrones' prequel series, House of the Dragon is out again. They just had their 3rd episode show last night. We have not watched it, because we go to bed pretty early because we get up pretty early. So we'll watch it tonight. I'll be all caught up on it. I am rewatching Lost, and I am watching, what else am I watching? not really that much. I'm rereading my Harry Potter series again because I do that when I'm anxious. And then, you know, kind of am a little bit right now, although I'm trying not to be. I do have a physical book that I'm trying to read. Empire of the Vampire. Brendan read it and he liked it and said I have to read it, and so I'm trying to do that. But I can't physically read and stitch at the same time, so physically reading gets pushed to the back burner quite often. And that's really about all I've been doing lately. Plans coming up. I'm planning on just working on the 2 WIP Go calls, which is Gamernoo and Haunted Mansion. Not Haunted Mansion. I always call it Haunted Mansion. It's Haunted House. It's not the mansion. And then the 2 Sals, Arctic Animals, and Deadly Aquarium. I'm gonna work on those. And then I'm probably gonna work on the Peacock because it's so close to being finished. I'll just grab another finish real quick. Hopefully get started on the beading. And then if I have any more time in July, I'm probably gonna work on the Dark Queen of the Seas because I'm just feeling it right now. Kind of have my mermaid hair going and just kind of want to work on my mermaid. So that's probably what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try to do maybe an anniversary video on the 20th. Maybe a stitch with me, since I haven't done one of those in forever. So leave me a comment. Tell me what you want me to stitch on for my anniversary video. We'll see if I can get something going with that. Also, if you were going to make like not like a 10 commandments of stitching or whatever, maybe I can make a reminder wall or a reminder thing of stuff that you've learned that you definitely don't want yourself to forget. Like never stitch fractional stitches on Aida or never stitch on black Aida or things like that. What would you put on there for yourself? Leave that in the comments for me. Is there anything else you want to tell me or, you know, discuss with me about my stitching or not about my stitching? Anything? I'm really excited about, you know, moving and getting a brand new craft room. That'll be some good videos too. Like Brennan said that I could have a whole 3D printed wall thing like he was gonna make me, and I could pick it out and it could be colorful or not colorful or, you know, anything I want. That's gonna be so cool. So I've got to look and see what I want and start designing, and that's gonna be so much fun. And I'll make lots of videos and do all that too, so there's lots of content that can be made out of that. But it's just gonna be fun, period. Like making new things. That's gonna be so much fun. But that won't actually happen like videos in our new house for a while. Like when we went there, they told us it would be 6 to 7 months, but we're in hurricane season. It'll be in hurricane season during build time, and it's gonna be a while. I know it's gonna be a while, so I'm not getting my hopes up, but I can start planning. That'll be fun, something to do. So please pray for me that I can get through this unknowing season. I know it's just a season, so I can get through it. I can do this. Thanks for watching, and thanks for just sticking with me for a year almost. Wow. So I'll see you guys later. Bye.